Hey, how's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So today in this video, I'm going to be doing a painting of Starfox, the kind of the stage, the Corneria stage, the first stage of the '93 Starfox video game. And I kind of got inspired because I kept looking at the picture of the Corneria stage in the beginning, and I noticed that there was mountains and clouds, and I thought, you know what? I mean, I kind of already have a little bit of experience kind of painting sort of like Bob Ross, mountains and such. So I thought the mountains should be pretty easy to kind of create and make it look kind of realistic. So it's sort of like an inspired Bob Ross / Starfox painting. I just thought it would be kind of easy to kind of, mimic this kind of landscape, especially with the clouds and the sky and the mountains. So I feel like that's kind of sort of like the easier part for me, the Bob Ross part, but the painting part was actually the little more challenging part. So I kind of did it in I don't know what would be easier way of starting it, whether it's especially because I'm using acrylic. This isn't watercolor. It's so watercolor. Yeah, it's like easy to kind of layer over in a way, because I drew it out. I had to draw out all the shapes and the ships and everything, and all the foreground or whatever, and all the little tiny other ships and stuff. So I drew it first, and now I'm kind of painting around it. And maybe in some cases it probably might be a little inconsistent with some of the, because you're painting around like a sketch. So yeah, I had to be very like particular on how I wanted it to start. So like, meaning like I kind of just put the paint, but very light, over like my pencil drawings on the canvas. So, and again, yeah, this is like, again, I don't know. I'm just copying. Again, like this is just a picture I found on Google of the stage of Corneria. So like it seemed pretty easy. Like, again, like I said, the foreground or the bottom part is just like, it's supposed to be like, I guess, grass in a way. And then it's kind of like, yeah, the further you go, the objects are smaller. And then the closer you get to the painting, the bigger the objects are. So I kind of had the idea of Starfox being in the center, and he's shooting someone from kind of afar. And just on other ships on the side, and all the other little the blocks of the buildings and stuff. And so it was a little hard at first, because I had to like even take out a ruler and measure that and make sure it's like exactly the way, starting from the middle of the painting, which is kind of like it's like, in a way, it's like the equator, because it's like it's in the middle of the landscape or whatever. And then it has like these dotted white lines that the further you get to the picture, that everything starts looking bigger, So, but I had the idea of him kind of in the sky, and then his friends are kind of on the, more on the bottom part, and they're shooting, the other starships or whatever. So, but anyway, hopefully you guys enjoy this painting. I actually did have a lot of fun with this one. Again, I saw the clouds and the mountains, and I was like, I've never really seen anybody do this before. But yeah, I always try to, for some reason, if there's like mountains or clouds in the background, I'm like, automatically my decision goes to, okay, I'm going to do a Bob Ross sort of inspiration. I kind of did that with a Lord of the Rings one a long time ago, but I just, the fact that when you know how to paint a mountain, at least the way Bob Ross paints mountains, and it's just, he uses that tool, and it sort of looks like it looks like a knife tool almost, and you just barely graze, and you touch the canvas very easy, and you don't really, smear it. In some cases, I feel like I do still kind of have like a heavy hand sometimes, because I just still, again, like trying to get that technique down. But I just thought mountains were pretty easy to, and pretty fun to make. So, but everything else, that was, I actually was struggling a little bit in some of the cases, because I haven't done a painting like this where it's like a combination. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoy this video, and hope you know, like I said, you know, you can just sit back and just kind of enjoy the process of, you know, how things, you know, start from an idea, and then it just kind of, you know, get inspired and kind of get inspired by, you know, different ideas and such. So yeah. Anyway, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks. Bye.